Hey again, Jacob Perry back for another episode of our little vlog here, talking about honey, beekeeping, Patagonia, all fun things related to what we do as a company, bringing this really unique honey from the temperate rainforest of Patagonia to the United States and connecting with a small cooperative to do so. So check it out. Today I want to talk about a highly and hotly debated topic, whether local honey helps allergies. So I'm sure some of the first reactions are going to be, well, this guy is bringing in honey from Patagonia. Of course he's going to say it doesn't. Well, I actually want to look at the research today, look at some of what the research has shown, and mostly get a conversation going, hear from some of you all, your own experiences. A lot of what's out there is anecdotal. It's kind of, urban myths, wives' tales, but we can look at what is actually working scientifically, and also hear from some of you all. I know that I grew up with terrible allergies and would do honey, local honey, and it never seemed to help. And I didn't even start looking into it until I started the company and thought, what, I need to really do my research on this and what is out there, see what's out there. This theory that local honey helps allergies, right, is based on the theory of immunotherapy, that when you have small doses, small exposures to something over time, you will build up immunities to that, right, and resistance. And that's the idea behind immunotherapy, and that's what allergy shots are. That's exactly what allergy shots are. What research is finding is there's actually some debatable research out there. There is a study that has tested 3 different groups, one giving them local honey from where they lived, one giving them, and that was raw, unfiltered, unpasteurized. They gave another group in that study nationally, commercial honey, nationally sourced honey that was not raw, that had been pasteurized, that had been ultra-filtered. And they gave the final group corn syrup that was flavored as honey. So nobody knew what they were eating, right? And they found that no group had any improvement in their allergic conjunctive rhinitis, or rhinoconjunctivitis, I guess is what it's called. Which is a very common allergy symptom that over 20% of people suffer. So that study showed that no honey is helping with allergies. There was a study that was done, and I believe, pulling it up here, and I will post links to these so y'all can check them out. This was done with birch pollen, and I don't see right now where it was done, but they tested people who had allergies to birch, right, and they gave half the group honey that had been tested to have birch pollen in it, so it absolutely had the pollen that they were allergic to in it, and then they gave the other group, the control group, regular honey without birch pollen. And the case group, the one that did consume the birch pollen, actually showed some improvements over time with their allergies. So this is to suggest that if the honey has been tested to have that pollen in it, there is a chance there that allergies can be improved. Now, the research, I've cited 2 studies, and that is quite literally all I could find on this. And so there's not a plethora of research being tested on humans for honey and allergies. It just doesn't exist too well. But what they have done is what I've shown you. One thing that WebMD talks about is that what most people are allergic to are weeds and grasses and trees. Pollen from the different weeds and grasses that are out in the springtime, and then the trees when they start to bloom. And this is the pollen that most affects humans. Now, bees are not getting, they're not going and pollinating most weeds and grasses and trees. They're going to brightly colored flowers, which do not produce pollen that we are allergic to for the most part, right? So just from a theoretical standpoint, the theory of local honey helping allergies doesn't really hold up. But as I mentioned, the study where they sourced honey that had the exact pollen that people were allergic to, that seemed to provide some kind of a relief over time. So, in that sense, if you can find honey that has the exact pollen that you're used to, that you're allergic to, there's a chance that it can help you. But some of the research shows that not even locally sourced honey helps. So it's a big debate. There needs to be a lot more research on it, but I'd love to hear from y'all. I know I personally didn't get any relief from it. I still will, support my local beekeepers because that's important to me, sourcing local. And the story, and just having something I know that was made from flowers all around me, that's pretty cool. My dad and I have bees and just harvested honey, and I love that honey, but it's not helping with my allergies. So, love to hear from y'all. that's the topic for today. I know this is a huge debate, and I just want to keep it alive. And hopefully, there's going to be some more research that helps us to understand the impacts of local honey on allergies in the future. Now, one thing before I sign off, and I will do a full episode on this later, but there are many other health benefits to honey other than allergies, right? People think, well, if I'm not having it for allergies, then what's the point? Well, there's lots of great stuff, including sore throats and cuts and all kinds of stuff. So we'll talk about that in another episode. Signing off for now. We'll catch y'all next time.